Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Everything here is great. Traditionally, in years past, I have taken this week off because this is Gen Con in Indianapolis. Um, and I tried to do, in the early days, like the first year, I did shows from Indianapolis, and that was way too much of a headache. So I just stopped doing it for a long time. And then, of course, we didn't have Gen Con for the last few years, so I've been doing shows this week. So I thought, let's do shows this week because why not? I don't need a week off. What do I need a week off from? So what I've decided to do is I have our friend Chris has asked me. I don't know why I say us. That's weird. Our friend Chris has asked a bunch of questions to talk about this week, and they're all con related. So we're going to listen to Chris's question for the day, and that's the show. Here we go.
Hey friend, how are you?
Good.
Next day before Gen Con here, so I'm excited. You know what? I'll share a little story. When I was a kid, I always wanted to stay up for New Year's Eve, and I was 3 or 4, and I slept through it. And ever since, I have this recurring nightmare that I miss New Year's Eve, and sometimes I have this recurring nightmare that I miss Gen Con. Maybe it's different for you, but working the booth, do you ever get so excited for Gen Con that you lose sleep or you're distracted for the entire week? Until next time.
Have I ever lost sleep or gotten too excited for Gen Con? In the early days, yeah. And by early days, I mean the 90s, like when I started doing this seriously. I did, in fact, lose sleep or get super excited because it meant, typically at that time, I was going on a road trip with a friend. We would go together, and it was like a break away from everything. For the last 8 or 9 years, ever since I've been involved with Portal, though, I don't necessarily think I lose sleep or get excited about it. I get excited about it, but in a very different way. It's more like going home, right? It's more like I'm going to go see my friends that I don't get to see very often, and I don't lose sleep over that. I don't become useless for the week leading up to it. Today I'm working. I have meetings today. I'm doing, I'm helping coworkers. Like I mean, it's a normal day. So no, I don't think that I get super excited. I know what you're talking about, though. I think every kid has those events where they lose sleep. But I can tell you that for a very long time now, as an adult, I can't remember an event in the last decade that has kept me awake the night before, or who I've lost sleep over. Like, I don't know that I'm capable of experiencing anticipation like that anymore. Uh, Earlier this year, Em and I went on what I thought was going to be a once in a lifetime boat trip with one of my favorite bands ever and dozens of other bands. I didn't. I fell asleep and woke up like it was no big deal to me. Um, I don't. Em will spend weeks leading up to an event like that, packing and making sure she has a checklist and everything. I wake up and throw stuff in a bag and let's roll, and I don't really care anymore. I mean, I care. The trip was amazing, and I was super excited for it, but I don't care in a way that I lose sleep or you know. Same thing when we went to Universal last year and got to go to Harry Potter World. I was very excited to go see all of that, but I didn't lose sleep. It didn't affect me like that. I can attribute a lot of that, I believe, to meditation. I meditate daily, and I think that has allowed me to be a little bit more calm internally and not let my thoughts run away. But go back 5 or 6 years or 7 or 8 years ago, whenever I started taking the medication that I was on, yeah, I had so much anxiety that I lost sleep over stupid stuff, not because of exciting stuff. Um, but I am extremely excited to go to shows. Always. It's always it's always a good time, even though I've told people before I work harder during a show, whatever that show is. Origins, Dice Tower, uh, Gen Con, BGG Con, Gamma, like all the shows that I go to. I work harder that week than I do any other week of the year, and I still very, very, very much love doing it. What about you? Do you get excited like that anymore as an adult? Do you lose sleep because you're too excited about things? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends, wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is multilateral. It is an adjective meaning an agreement or accord requiring two nations or states to take the same position or action on an issue or problem. A pacifist, he frequently spoke out for multilateral nuclear disarmament. Multilateral, multilateral. I've also heard of multilateral contracts. Like, I don't think that's specifically just a nation-to-nation thing, is it?